Staring at a map that's been erased. The borders of my world were in your eyes. Now I'm standing in a strange and hollow space. Underneath these unfamiliar skies, the key still fit the lock upon the door, but the home inside has vanished like a ghost. I don't belong to us anymore, and I'm drifting further from the coast. I'm a citizen of a country that collapsed, living in the wreckage of the years that elapsed. I've got no flag to fly, no ground to hold, just a story that's grown bitter. I hear your laughter in a stranger's voice, and for a second I'm back across the line. But then the silence makes its cruelest choice and reminds me that you're no longer mine. I'm learning how to speak a lonely tongue in a city where the streets don't know my name. Every song we ever lived or sung is just a flicker of a dying flame. There's no passport for the way I feel, no border crossing that can make this real. I'm just a refugee of a broken vow, trying to remember who I am just a heart in exile, searching for a soul, searching for a soul. I kept a row of mason jars upon the shelf, a little secret I was keeping from myself. The first one's from that rainy Tuesday in July, when you didn't look me in the eye to say goodbye. And there's the one from the night you packed your things, and the heavy silence that a hollow hallway brings. I thought if I could bottle up the salty sea, I'd finally set the rest of us completely free. Now I'm living in a room full of jars of tears, the liquid evidence of all these wasted years. Every glass reflects a ghost of what we used to be, floating in a salty sapphire memory. I'm running out of space, I'm running out of air, looking at the sadness that I've gathered there. I wanna break them all and let the river run, but I'm scared to see what's left when the crying's done. The labels are peeling, the dates are getting blurred. One for every lie and every unspoken word. I see the one from the morning you didn't call. That's the heaviest, darkest bottle of them all. I try to make a garden out of all this grief, but nothing grows in water that offers no relief. Just a shelf that's sagging under all the weight of a love that turned to water just a little too late. Sometimes I wonder if you have a collection too, in a quiet corner of the life you're walking through. Or did you just pour me out like a glass of wine, leaving me to carry all this weight that's mine? All this weight that's mine. I'm living in a room full of jars of tears, the liquid evidence of all these wasted years. just another job. One more job. I watch the city lights flicker and fade, like every promise that we ever made. I'm standing on the corner where we used to meet, but I'm just another shadow on a crowded street. You said I was solid, you said I was strong, but you didn't see the cracks starting all along. I'm built of the things that I couldn't let go, and the weight of the words that I didn't quite know. Now I'm carrying around this concrete heart, tearing the rest of my spirit apart. It's heavy and cold and it sinks in my chest, a break kind of hollow, a permanent rest. I try to be marble, I try to be stone, but I'm just a statue sitting here all alone. And I've got a concrete heart. There's a name carved in deep that I can't wash away. The date of the room, the price that I pay. I don't feel the rain and I don't feel the heat, just the rhythmic thud of a motionless beat. People walk by and they don't see the strain of a structure that's holding a lifetime of pain. They say that the mortar is supposed to hold tight, but it's crumbling down in the middle of the night. I'm a skyscraper falling, a bridge to nowhere, just a monument built out of thin, empty air. Now I'm carrying around this concrete heart, tearing the rest of my spirit apart. It's heavy and cold and it sinks in my chest, a gray kind of hollow, a permanent rest. I try to be mobile, I try to be stone, but I'm just a statue sitting here all alone. I've got a concrete heart, set in the pavement, frozen in time. Your ghost is the reason, the rhythm, the rhyme, hardened and heavy, just a concrete heart. Yeah, it's tearing me apart. I'm standing at the edge of us tonight, looking at the map we used to draw. The ink is running thin, the colors aren't as bright, and I'm terrified of what I finally saw. Your hand is in my hand, but your heart is miles away. I'm gripping onto something already gone. to say, but I can't find the breath to carry on. How do you earn a name? How do you stop the blood from feeling like a flame? I'm holding the match, but I'm scared of the burn of the one final lesson I'm forced to learn. Oh, it's the slow motion crash, the quietest blow, the pain of letting go of the only life I know. It's like tearing out a page while the story's being read. It's the ghosts in the hallway and the silence in my head. I'm reaching for the ghost of a love that used to flow, but there's a different kind of ache in finally letting go. I'm packing up the sweaters that you left, the ones that still smell faintly like your skin. Every folded sleeve feels like a gift of the maybe and the could have been. I'm clearing out the space inside my chest where you lived for 1,000 nights or more, but the emptiness is such a heavy guest, and I'm tired of waiting by the door. They say if you love someone, you set them free, but nobody tells you how lonely that'll be. It's a mercy and a murder all at once, to watch you walk away for months and months. It's the slow motion crash, the quietest blow, the pain of letting go of the only life I know. It's like tearing out a page while the story's being read. It's the ghosts in the hallway, in the silence in my head. I'm reaching for the ghost of a love that used to flow, but there's a different kind of ache in finally letting go. My fingers are shaking, but I'm opening my hand. I'm letting go. Letting go. I'm standing here staring at a door that won't open, with a box full of promises, mostly just broken. I practiced the words until my throat turned to sand. of a ghost-ridden land. The garden is overgrown, the windows are dark, and I'm just a spark trying to find a spark. I finally figured out what I should have said, but I'm talking to shadows and echoes instead. Now I'm a million sorries too late, standing at the edge of a rusted shut gate. The clock on the wall didn't wait for my heart to find the right piece to the wrong kind of part. I've got an ocean of if onlys and a mountain of should, but I'm sorry, don't do what a stay could have done. Yeah, I'm a million sorries too late. I remember the night you just stopped asking why, with that look in your eyes like a long distance goodbye. I was too busy winning to see what I'd lost. Now I'm sitting alone and I'm counting the cost. The silence is screaming every truth I ignored, while I'm left on the dock and you're already on board. If I could scream loud enough to tear back the years, would the sound of my voice dry all of those tears? But the wind only blows and the rain only falls, and my I love you hits these indifferent walls. Yeah, I'm a million sorries too late, standing at the edge of a rusted shut gate. The clock on the wall didn't wait for my heart to find the right piece to the wrong kind of part. I've got an ocean of if onlys and a mountain of should, but I'm sorry, don't do what a stay could have done. Yeah, I'm a million sorries too late. One million and one, but the damage is done. Yeah, the damage is done. Just a whisper in the wind. Too late. So much too late. I'm sweeping up the kitchen floor, collecting things you don't want anymore. A faded shirt, a photograph, the hollow echo of a ghost's laugh. I look in the mirror and I don't see me, just a blurred outline of who Now I'm just a rhythm without a beat. 'Cause I'm just pieces of a person now, trying to remember how to breathe out loud. You were the glue, you were the frame. Now I'm just a whisper of a forgotten name, scattered on the ground, lost and never found, just broken pieces of a person now. I went to buy coffee for two today, then I remembered you went away. The seat beside me is a heavy hole, a quiet static inside my soul. I try to build a bridge back to the start, but there's 1,000 miles between every part of this shattered heart. They say time heals, but time just waits to show me all the things that fade. I'm a puzzle with a missing center, a cold room that no one wants to enter. How do I stand when the floor is gone? How do I find a way to carry on when I'm just pieces of a person now, trying to remember how to breathe out loud? You were the glue, you were the frame. Now I'm just a whisper of a forgotten name, scattered on the ground, lost and never found, just broken pieces of a person now. One shard of us, one shard of me, floating out to a lonely sea. Pick me up or let me lay. I'm just pieces fading away, just pieces. I left the porch light on like I always do. Caught myself making coffee for two. Then the silence hit me like a physical weight, a cold cup of nothing on a chipped ceramic plate. I know every shadow, every crack in the floor, but I don't recognize this house anymore. The air is still here, but I can't seem to breathe. It's like the ghost of us forgot how to leave. 'Cause this is a new kind of lonely. Your scent is still fading from my favorite shirt. Funny how something so sweet can actually hurt. I saw a car like yours at the light today. For a second, the gray in my world went away. Then the light turned green, and the engine just roared, leaving me stranded, wanting so much more. It's the sound of the key not turning the lock. It's the heart in my chest that forgot how to talk. I'm a stranger in rooms where we used to belong. Now every hello just feels like a song, with the melody gone. And this is a new kind of lonely. It's not just the bed being empty on your side. It's the way the clock ticks so heavy and slowly, with nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. I've been sad before, I've felt the blue, but I've never been hollow quite like this for you. Yeah, it's a new kind of lonely. Just me and the echoes, just me in the space, trying to find home in a heartless place. Yeah, it's a new kind of lonely, a brand new kind of lonely. I stopped checking the mirror to see if I've changed, but I still feel the parts that I've rearranged. The skin's grown back over the places you hid, not with your hands, but the way that you quit. It's a quiet survival, a slow motion man, learning where us had to break to begin. They say time is a doctor, but time is a thief. It leaves you the lesson and takes the relief. And now I'm wearing the scars of healing. They're the maps of the nights I made it through. A beautiful mess of a brand new feeling of loving the person I am without you. They are just wounds, they're the light breaking in. The toughest of armor is underneath skin. Yeah, I'm finally feeling the scars of my healing. I don't win the battles by forgetting your name or pretending that everything stayed just the same. The ache is a ghost that I've learned how to greet. Like a stranger I pass on a familiar street. I'm a little bit jagged, a little less soft, but I'm counting the value of everything lost. Silver threads in the cracks of the glass, watching the shadows of forever pass. I still set the table for two. Then I catch myself and leave the empty chair. The coffee's getting cold, just like the news that you're not coming back, you're never there. I walk the halls and listen for your keys, but the floorboards only echo back my breath. I'm begging for a ghost down on my knees, because this quiet feels a lot like death. Oh, the silence of your absence is a deafening sound. It's the weight of every word we never said. It's the screaming in the shadows when there's no one around, and the coldness on your side of the bed. I can't turn it down, I can't make it stop. It's a hollow kind of ringing in my head. Yeah, the silence of your absence is the loudest thing I've ever felt. I saw a coat that looked like yours today. I almost called your name across the street, but the wind just blew the rest of me away and left me standing there and incomplete. The clock on the wall is ticking like a drum, counting all the space you left behind. I'm waiting for a storm that never comes to break the stillness of this lonely mind. Oh, the silence of your absence is a deafening sound. It's the weight of every word we never said. It's the screaming in the shadows when there's no one around, and the coldness on I'm still listening for you, but it's just the silence, just the silence. The watch on the nightstand stopped at 4, exactly when you walked out through the door. Now the air in this room is heavy and thick, like the ghost of a heart that's forgotten to tick. I'm sitting so still, I'm afraid if I move, I'll break the last ghost of the way that we loved. Still hearts don't beat, they just hold on to the echoes of someone who's already gone. It's the sound of a pendulum frozen in place, the look of the longing all over my face. I'm a statue of salt in a house made of glass, waiting for a moment that refuses to pass. There's a half-written letter, a pen on the floor. I don't know what I was reaching there for. Maybe to tell you the silence is loud, or how I'm just a shadow lost in a cloud. I've mastered the art of not making a sound while everything beautiful falls to the ground. They say that the world keeps on spinning around, but I'm nailed to the floor, I am perfectly bound by the memory of how your hand felt in mine before we ran out of our borrowed time. Still hearts don't beat, they just hold on to the echoes of someone who's already gone. It's the sound of a pendulum frozen in place, the look of the longing all over my face. I'm a statue of salt in a house made of glass, waiting for a moment that refuses to pass. So stay in the stillness with me. And there used to be, that could have been just a still heart beating for nothing again. I'm staring at the ceiling in the dark, tracing every shadow that you left. I used to find the fire and the spark, but now I'm just a witness to the theft. of every dream we tucked inside the sheets, of every always that we whispered low. Now the only rhythm that my spirit meets is the steady heavy rain against the window. I try to gather up the shards upon the floor, but they cut me deeper than they did before. I'm holding on to ghosts and jagged glass, waiting for this hurricane to pass. Oh, I'm living with a heart in pieces tonight, scattered like the stars that lost their light. I'm trying to remember how to breathe with this hollow ache that's hiding up my sleeve. You didn't just leave, you tore the world apart and left me here again, a broken heart in pieces. Your toothbrush is still sitting by the sink, a tiny monument to what we were. I'm standing on the edge, I'm on the brink of calling out your name just to be sure, but the echo is the only thing that talks in this house that's grown too big for just one soul. I'm pacing down the hallways where you walk, in the memories I can no longer control. Is there a glue for a soul that's been shattered? A way to rebuild all the things that once mattered? Or am I just destined to wander this hole, collecting the fragments as they start to one piece for the tears, one piece for the ghost of all our wasted years. Just pieces, just pieces. The coffee's cold, the house is way too still. I'm staring at the space you used to fill. Your favorite sweater's hanging on the door, like it's waiting for a ghost to walk across the floor. I found your bookmark in that dusty book, the one you said it's such a hopeful nothing left to pray. That's just how every heavy story goes. One last look before the memories fade, at the beautiful mistake that we both made. The last page, the last page. The blue light is the only thing glowing in the room, a digital window into a garden that won't bloom. I'm scrolling through the memories like I'm looking for a sign, comparing your new happy to the ghost of what was mine. I know the rules of moving on, I know I shouldn't stay, but I'm just a click away from the life we threw away. Your thumb hovers over the heart that isn't there, breathing in the static of a love that's lost its air. It's the proof that I'm still busy when the world gets quiet and cold, rereading every caption and the stories that we told. I'm a silent, invisible shadow on your screen, searching for the pieces of the us that's in between. You've updated your status, you've changed your point of view, but I'm still stuck on a version of the girl boy I once knew. Yeah, it's the profile I still visit. I see you're at that coffee shop where we used to hide from rain. You're smiling for a camera, and it's such a pretty pain. There's a hand just out of frame, a mystery in the light, and I'm wondering if they're holding you the way I did at night. I should hit the unfollow, I should delete the thread, but I'd rather have these pixels than an Still just visiting. The streetlights flicker in the usual way, mapping out the spots where we used to stay. I see a silhouette against the brick and stone, but when I reach for it, I'm standing here alone. The scent of your perfume is haunting every hall, like a ghost that refuses to leave at all. I'm walking through a house that's gone cold and white, searching for the fire we couldn't keep alive. Now I'm just dancing with the shadows of a former flame, in a room where the walls still whisper your name. The heat is all gone, but the smoke still stings. I'm tangled in the wreckage of the beautiful things. I try to find the sun, but I'm caught in the gray, chasing a light that's a lifetime away. Just a heart turning cold in the dark and the rain, living in the shadows of a former flame. Your side of the bed is a frozen lake, a hollow place where my heart starts to ache. I watch the embers die in the fireplace grate, wondering if sorry was just a little too late. We used to burn so bright we'd blind the stars. Now I'm just tracing the heat map of our scars. Every flickering candle, every setting sun reminds me that the us I knew is finally done. Fire leaves ashes, and ashes turn to dust. But what do you do with a broken trust? You can't warm your hands on a memory of gold when the wind in your chest is so bitter and cold. It's so bitter and cold. Yeah, I'm dancing with the shadows of a former flame, in a room where the walls still whisper your name. The heat is all gone, but the smoke still stings. I'm tangled in the wreckage of the beautiful things. I try to find the sun, but I'm caught in the gray, chasing a light that's a lifetime away. Just a heart turning cold in the dark and the rain, living in the shadows of a former flame. The light is fading out. The fire is all gone. Just shadows on the floor where you don't live anymore. Just shadows. Only shadows. The house is too quiet. It's making a noise, like the ghost of your laughter and the break in your voice. I'm sitting real still on the edge of the bed, tied up in the things that we never quite said. I used to love silence, the peace of the night, but now every shadow is looking for a fight, and I'm holding my breath just to keep it inside. But there's nowhere for a breaking heart to hide. It's the sound of cracking, the sound of the snap of a life falling down into every gap. It's not like the movies, it's not a loud scream, it's the quietest death of a beautiful dream. A splinter of us in the palm of my hand. The sound of cracking is all I can stand. I walked past the window and saw my reflection, just a jagged reminder of lost connection, like ice on a lake when the winter turns thin. I can feel the cold water rushing back in. One little word or a look or a sigh, and the structural integrity starts to defy. Everything I thought was built out of stone is turning to dust now that I'm all alone. It's high pitched and hollow, it's heavy and slow. The sound of a person who's letting it go. You don't need a hammer to ruin a soul, just a slow, steady pull till you lose all control. It's the sound of cracking, the sound of the snap of a life falling down into every gap. It's not like the movies, it's not a loud scream, it's the quietest death of a beautiful dream. A splinter of us in the palm of my hand. The sound of cracking is all I can stand. Did you hear it? The moment I fell. It's the sound of a heart breaking out of its shell. Snap. Just a crack in the dark. I'm picking up the pieces of the morning, but they don't fit the way they did before. There was no lightning flash or sudden warning, just a soft click of you walking out the door. I tried to glue the edges back together, to hide the cracks where all the light leaks through. But some things aren't designed to last forever, especially the part of me that's you. stand unread. I'm staring at the ruins of our glory and hanging on to every word you said. Now I'm broken beyond repair, like a melody lost in the empty air. On a house with a hollow frame, calling out a ghost that's forgotten my name. You can try to mend a heart that's bruised and blue, but there's nothing left to fix when the soul is split in two. Yeah, I'm standing here, but I'm barely there. I'm broken beyond repair. The pictures in the hallway started fading. Or maybe it's just the way I'm seeing things. And tired of the ghosts and all this waiting for the comfort that a memory never brings. I've got 1,000 ways to say I miss you, but not a single way to make you stay. It's a heavy kind of silence I can't issue. It follows me through every lonely day. It's not a clean break, it's a shatter into a million tiny shards of what went wrong. As if my heartbeat didn't even matter to the one who owned the rhythm all broken beyond repair, like a melody lost in the empty air. On a house with a hollow frame, calling out a ghost that's forgotten my name. You can try to mend a heart that's bruised and blue, but there's nothing left to fix when the soul is split in two. Yeah, I'm standing here, but I'm barely there. I'm broken beyond repair. No, you can't fix this. Some things just stay shattered. Broken beyond repair. The porch light is humming a low, lonely tune. Under the watch of a cold silver moon, I've counted the cracks in the driveway again since the clock on the wall hit 9:45. The tea in the kettle has gone stone cold, like the promises made that we couldn't hold. I keep checking my phone for a flicker Is it hope or is it a beautiful light to stare at a door until the well runs dry? My shadow is tired of standing so still, but if I don't wait for you, tell me who will. Yeah, tell me who will. Yeah, tell me who will. Yeah, I'm just waiting and waiting for a ghost to come home to a house that feels more like a mountain of stone. I'm standing in shadows, I'm frozen in time, trying to make sense of a reason or rhyme. They tell me to leave, they tell me to go, but there's a part of my heart that just won't say no. So I'm sitting right here while the seasons all fade, waiting and waiting for a choice that we need. The sun's coming up, another day starts, but I'm still right here with these broken parts, still waiting, just waiting. Are you ever coming back? I woke up and reached for the ghost of your hand. Just a habit I'm trying to break if I can. The kitchen is quiet, the kettle is cold, and the stories we started will never be told. I see your reflection in every glass door, but you don't live behind my eyes anymore. I'm fine for a minute, I'm okay for a mile, then I'm wrecked by the thought of your crooked tooth smile. And I'm missing you like crazy tonight, chasing the shadows and losing the light. It's a dark kind of ache and a sharp kind of sting. It's the weight of the silence that your absence brings. I'm holding my breath like you're still in the room, but I'm just a flower that forgot how to bloom. Yeah, I'm missing you like crazy. I went to that diner on 4th and Main, and I sat in the booth where we hid from the rain. The waitress asked if I was waiting for one. I said no, I'm just waiting for all of this to be done. I'm walking in circles in a town that's too small, trying to find reasons to not give you a call. They say that it fades, they say that it ends, But how do I fix what my heart can't defend? It's a wildfire burning through every memory until there is nothing left other you and me. And I'm missing you like crazy tonight, chasing the shadows and losing the light. It's a dark kind of ache and a sharp kind of sting. It's the weight of the silence that your absence brings. I'm holding my breath like you're still in the room, but I'm just a flower that forgot how to bloom. Yeah, I'm missing you like crazy. Like crazy. It's a long way down, and I'm still missing you. Just missing you. I check the mirror, practice the lines. I'm doing great, yeah, I'm doing fine. Apply the colors to hide all the gray, ready to perform for another long day. I put on the mask like a second skin to keep out the world and keep the hurt in. But the stage lights are blinding, and I'm losing the part. The makeup is thick, but it's thin on my heart. Caught in the middle, fake smiles and real tears, hiding the ghosts of our beautiful years. I'm laughing out loud while I'm falling apart. A hollowed out soul and a heavy set heart. The world sees a person who's finally free, but the salt on my cheeks tells the truth about me. Yeah, it's fake smiles and real tears. Someone mentioned your name at the party tonight. I kept my eyes steady, I kept my grip tight. I didn't let go, I didn't break down. I was the happiest person in this crowded town. But as soon as I'm driving and turn off the key, the actor inside me just falls to his knees. The hardest part isn't the missing you most. It's the energy wasted on playing the ghost of the person I was when I still had your hand, building a life on bartender's closing, but I'm staying put, with a ghost in the booth and a heavy left foot. I didn't touch a drop of the whiskey or rye, but I'm stumbling blind under a neon sky. I pulled out my phone just to see your face, and suddenly I'm back in that summer place where the air tasted sweet and the world felt small, before we learned how it feels to lose it all. And now I'm spinning in circles, totally gone, drunk on memories from dusk until dawn. I'm over the limit of remember when, tripping over feelings again and again. There's a hangover coming that I cannot run from, the intoxicating damage that we've done. I'm wasted on the us that used to be, just a drunk on a memory that won't set me free. I took a deep breath of your old leather jacket. The silence is loud, I can't seem to hack it. One hit of your laugh and I'm losing my mind, searching for traces I was supposed to leave behind. They say sober up and just move along, but the nostalgia's hit me way too strong. It's 100 proof heartache, a vintage regret, the kind